Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one on tap between America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Washington Redskins. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Just a few moments ago, it was the Redskin defense being introduced, and the largest cheers went for their Pro Bowl quarterback, Josh Norman, as he and his guys get set to do battle with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, we look at this Redskin team as they interplay here. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. All the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And a quick look at Washington's offense.
Jordan Reed is one of the best route-running tight ends in the NFL, and it shouldn't be an accident because at one point he was a college quarterback. So at times when he runs routes downfield, I think he's doing it with quarterback eyes and almost in a sense is imagining himself catching a pass from himself.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
On 2nd down now, Scott. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And a look at the defense for the Cowboys.
And free safety Earl Thomas has a list of accomplishments as long as anyone's arm. But the thing I think about with him at all times, no matter what happens in front of him on the defensive end of the ball, he's back there to erase any mistakes that happen. The top guy in the league, as far as I'm concerned, in that category.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun. McCullough. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
So on 4th down, the Redskins will call on Tressway to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Here's Jackson. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. It's the Mississippi State product at quarterback. Calling the shots will be Dak Prescott.
And bottom line, when you're the starting QB, what is it?
Get the W.
Get the W.
They did that last week.
Right, you got that done. Wasn't always pretty. There were some great moments. He threw 4 touchdown passes.
But got to eliminate those mistakes.
Got to take care of that, because otherwise that could come back and bite him in another ball game.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st and 10, Prescott. Going right side here, and that's complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole, because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
This one complete to Jordan Reed. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Throwing again. McCollum throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. They'll give him a yard on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Is that not the very definition of a tough yard gain?
Now, is that one where as the receiver you go to your quarterback and say, why'd you even throw that?
Yeah, I think you do, and I think you wonder what type of a route are you going to send me on that only 1 yard's going to be the result? If I'm going to go in there and take contact, let's go ahead and get something out of it, not just 1 yard.
This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch, just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. From the gun, McCollum. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether it's in different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
With it is Jackson. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. And now here come the Cowboys. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
53's the mic. 53. Check 53. Hey, let's get this. Get this.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll power his way up near the 25. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Prescott now on 2nd down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Single. There we go. Wide, ain't it? Hey, check Mike 50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50.
Prescott from the gun. Flushed out right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tanner McAvoy, 83 yards. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Point after try forthcoming. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown.
Dallas is lined up for kickoff. Number 80, waiting to return.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Hey, now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
On 1st and 10, McCullough. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. second down. Scott trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On third down, that's Scott, and he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go.
They go play action here on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Looking to throw. McCullough under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Von Miller in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've hit the end of quarter 1. 7-0 is our score. We'll head back to FedEx Field after this timeout.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Redskin football to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up.
All right, here we go.
Operating from the gun, McCullough, and that is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this one hits at the one, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Second down, Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. Wide open receiver complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. They give him a gain of 37.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Here we go, get out, let's go, get out, get out. Stay open.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now they try the right side here. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Perry. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott, and he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. That drive goes 80 yards in 6 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On first down, Scott. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Now let's go. Green.
Off play action. McCullough. He's going deep for Brown. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Dak and the Cowboy offense heading back onto the field. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point.
Here we go. Wide 80. Here we go. Get that. Here we go. Get out. Get out.
They start on the ground with Elliott. Room here to run. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
A first down throw for Prescott. And going deep for Hill. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down. Need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Watch left. Stop right there. Here we go.
They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. Give the tackle there to Josh Norman. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
We got three, fellas. We got three. Here we go. 180. Mike's 50.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Able to push his way through. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
Well, that wasn't a completion, but it wasn't a sack either. So the good takeaway, able to extend the life of the play. Normally, you would think he'd just take off and run downfield, but he was trying to find an open receiver, unable to do so.
So on fourth down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to balance that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Hey, 4 down. Hurry up, here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
To throw again. McCullough. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And down he'll go at the 25. Give them 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. From the gun, McCullough. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Jalen Smith. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up fourth down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Here's Tressway now. He's been terrific so far. This is fielded at the 7. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Dak Prescott on the offense heading back onto the field. He's got to be feeling pretty good. Playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm. throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Here we go. Wide eight.
Prescott on first down. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Ball on the 30 as they come up, 2nd and 10. A second down throw for Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Here we go. Wide eight. Watch the flood. Watch the flood. Watch the. Here we go. 46.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that will be incomplete as well. I don't know, he had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Now heavy Redskin pressure, and they block it. So much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him inside the 10. Now great field position the other way.
It's never good when you're punting the ball and your eyes see the ball go back behind you.
No.
In however form, whether it's over your head or to the side, never good. Now it becomes a race to get to the football so they don't pick it up and take it all the way.
And here come the Redskins now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Hey, hurry up, here we go.
Throwing on first down, McCullough. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. To throw on second down, McCullough. And his throw is incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
All right, here we go.
Throwing on 3rd and long. McCullough. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. From the left hash, this from 37. And Zuerlein's kick is good. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll start up in the Twin Cities. Minnesota playing host to NFC North rival Green Bay. And in the second quarter, it's the Vikings who are out on top. The Vikings seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. From there, we'll head to Pittsburgh to check on the Steelers at home at Heinz Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Juju Smith-Schuster, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting Jaguars. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. In the game you're watching, you've seen a strong first half out of Dak Prescott. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Here we go. Wide, ain't it? Check. Motion.
Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Clinton Dix there for the stop.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. Space to maneuver at the 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Here we go. Wide, ain't it?
Mike's 50.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
3 down. Here we go. Wide, ain't it? Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Oh, this is blocked.
Is lined up for the kickoff.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Redskins offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
False start, offense.
Yeah, maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it,
first down.
You know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
A false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15.
Hey, boys, got 4. 4 down. All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Here's Scott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Single receiver. Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Looking to throw on second down. McCullough on the crossing route, complete. That's Reed. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Jordan Reed has it. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a first down. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo! Let's get it.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down.
to throw on third down. McCollum. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner. And I don't think with 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Here's Tressway now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this ball is going to be touched out just shy of midfield. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Here we go. 180. 26.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Hey, guys. Here we go. 180. Stand up over there.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. Cooper was the target there. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
They'll try to get this running game going with Geis. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. I'm coming after you.
Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
All right, here we go.
From the gun on 3rd down, McCollum. And this is going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's Tressway now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this will be touchdown inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Finding room at the 30. Power running by Zeke. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the fourth. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Throw left side complete. It's Perry. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Alert! 3 down. Here we go. Wide 8. Mike, 53.
1st down, Prescott. To the left side here for Eifert. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 23 yards on the play. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers.
Here we go. Wide 8. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 50. 26. 26.
A give to Elliott. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Off the play fake, Prescott. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Check 53. Cut.
To throw is Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. In for the score. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
So that winds up a 7-play drive all told, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Hey.
Set! Green, 39! Green!
On first down, McCullough. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And he showcased the spin, but couldn't do much else as he's wrangled down. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Single.
Hurry up, here we go! Blue, landed!
Operating from the gun, McCullough looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Check.
Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
The Redskins on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Here we go now! Blue, landed!
From the gun, McCullough. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. He'll return it from the 6. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Here we go. Wide 8. 53's the mic.
And they'll run it here. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
On 1st and 10, McCollum, and he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Hey, we got set! Green 39! Green 39! 94 is the mic!
Operating from the gun. McCollum got a man. It's Brown. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The Redskins on 3rd down, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Let's go! 3-19!
From the gun, McCollum. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
And now running right through it. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by one more.
Dallas is lined up for the kickoff. Number 80 back to return.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Tight right. Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Off the play fake. McCullough. Josh Doxson's got it complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. That's just his second catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game, and they've done a great job of doing that.
Let's go. Now let's go. 3-19.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll make it a second down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Tight end to the left, tight end left. Set. 3-19.
Operating from the gun. McCullough over the middle here to Brown. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Throwing on 1st down. McCullough. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 23 yards on the play. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Cowboys, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Washington, things are definitely going south quickly as they fall now to 1-6. And they'll get an extra week to think about it as the midseason bye might be coming at just the right time. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.